So the topic is about Ruru sent me text message about our clothes, our external covering. How does it influence us on ourselves, and how does it influence other people when they see us in a fabric of different covering level, like small fabric, bigger fabric covering 99% of the body fabric, and how they react also on the color of us in this fabric. What
Yeah.
are they thinking about it? What are they feeling? What are we thinking about it? And what are we feeling? So I remember two situations when I felt it's really important for other people. Before I thought when I was teenager, it's one thing. You're trying to impress everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But when I become married woman, one time I decided, I saw this Instagram, how people celebrate Christmas, these beautiful plates, nice, friendly people. They were all sitting around beautiful table and we play games. So I dress up. Can you imagine me? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Already I start going to some religious institution. My husband is very traditional. So wore, I pick a dress, synthetic dress, a very red color, first of all. I like red color, dark
Mm-hmm.
red color. And it was very good on my figure. It was like very stretchy, pretty covered, very long,
Mm-hmm.
and it was tight on me. It was the only one thing is opened. It has like razries,
Mm-hmm.
like a
Cut.
little
Mm-hmm.
opening,
Cut
yeah,
out.
till the hip, and it was still not too much.
Mm-hmm.
And then I decided I had a long hair, and I decided I wanna make them long, and I wanna wear this Happy New Year, like handband.
Mm-hmm.
So I started walking out, and I went. My husband came, and there was friends who living at this time near us. And then my husband told me really that he very feel not comfortable when I dress up like this. He don't have mood. He cannot bear it. He made a big deal about it. And also I took it very sensitive and seriously. So I went home and I changed into my long, this
Uh-huh.
skirt, long gopi skirt, and
Uh-huh.
some t something that is more like my everyday style at that moment become. And then I tie my hair. And I remove my makeup because I put, this like strelki, like
Mm-hmm.
eyes
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
lips.
Yeah.
I was
Arrows. Mm-hmm.
festive, you know. Then I calmed down, kind of felt more. I was trying to please people. So at that moment, I remembered how but my mood and playfulness and game wise, I was the same. It's just I didn't realize that how my dress affected other person perception. So this is first story. This is first thought that I want to think about. And
Yeah.
because I usually think what I wear should not kind of influence much what other people feel and
Mm-hmm.
think. The more older I become, the more I don't even care about what other people think I should wear or
Mm-hmm.
how many layers I should wear. The older I become.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that was like 8 years ago, 7 years ago situation. And second situation is you said that when some woman, our friend, so she gained weight
Mm-hmm.
and she felt like invisible.
Yeah.
But then I met this friend
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't think that she was invisible. I actually felt like she is the same. Now she was beautiful woman before, but she's become less in the kilos
Mm-hmm.
side. But I feel like she's the same personality.
Mm-hmm.
My perception is just maybe at that moment she was feeling invisible because I felt like this friend was more tired
Mm-hmm.
and energetically lower,
Mm-hmm.
like that's why she felt that way. And
Yeah.
then it came to be one thought that we first people react on other people how they dressed and how they look.
Yeah.
and they form opinion, like встречают по одежке.
Mm-hmm.
You meet somebody, how you look. They first look how you look.
Yeah.
But then after basically after the person start talks, as soon
Mm-hmm.
as person start talking,
Yeah.
because when you quiet, you can keep this charm
Mm-hmm.
for a long time. But when you start talking, it become clear kind of where are you energetically right away.
Yeah.
So then people look at you already energetically.
Mm-hmm.
They basically first there is a eyes they
Perception. Yeah. First,
see,
like impression is
and then
always shallow.
yeah, and then they hear and kind of perceive your energy,
Mm-hmm.
and it can be totally opposite and different. So
Mm.
that's my thoughts was.
Yeah. My understanding from, because I have experimented with my style, probably I would say, um from very, very, very severe in terms of looking very
Severe.
outstandish, materialistic, promiscuous looking, immoral. If we talking about people judgments, I'm not saying that I was, but in
Uh-huh.
terms of style.
I
And
mean, like
then
teen.
when I went in other side, where I started looking not even chase, but like a grandma.
Mm-hmm,
Unnecessarily so, but I did experiment a lot with my style.
mm-hmm.
And in every experiment, it felt to me like, um,
Different person.
that going anywhere out of normal, it definitely, has like a strong reaction. If you just like, have a neutral style, there's
Mm-hmm,
no reaction.
mm-hmm,
But a little bit from gray, a little bit away from blue and gray and black, there is
uh-huh.
a reaction. So I've been dressing up as a punk when I was teenager, then like a hip hopper
Mm-hmm,
also. I nearly got beaten up by, like, simple guys because they thought that I'm a boy, because my clothing was so big. So the first impression was that I'm like, this
yeah.
outstandish rapper boy. And so they started charging at me, but then
Mm-hmm,
they realized that I'm a girl from my face. And like they were like, "Why are you doing this?" And then I and
yeah.
from my perspective, from all these experiences that I have, that the way we dress up and we show ourselves, or we like ornament ourselves, always has a reaction.
Mm-hmm,
Unless you really try to be, gray mouse. But I didn't try. I tried a little bit, but it felt like it, felt not good on my skin. And then I also started, experimenting with, more like when I became more like in the teenage years, 16, 17. I started wearing high heels up to my thighs, and a short
mm-hmm,
skirt, and
mm-hmm.
looking a little bit, too, unrevealed.
I mean,
And
right
then,
now
yeah, and then
is
looked
skirt.
like had the least reaction, to be honest. Or maybe people were,
Mm-hmm. In
truly
Europe.
scared of me. I don't know. And then I started a little bit more of a traditional practice, and I feel like in a traditional practice, every traditional society has this idea of chastity, and
Mm-hmm,
the chastity, um, of a man and of a woman, but mostly is projected towards the woman because, of course, woman's body is attractive and curvy and so on. So they get, the blame in a sense. So they must cover whatever they must cover. But um, and here is my idea. I
mm-hmm,
know a lot of traditional. I know a lot of traditional people, and I know a lot of traditional, you know, customs, and my own, culture where I'm coming from is a little bit different from where I am now. But the basic idea is to keep like the lust down, isn't it? Like there is a lot of, in the cultural way, there were a lot of signals related to traditional clothing. So one is like marital status, then where you from. You could see from the, fabric, or the way how it's woven, which region you're from, but more or less it was always, tied to the covering of the woman's body. But then
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, okay, the woman's body is very much covered in different like Orthodox traditions, but I
Mm-hmm.
still, from a personal stories and things that people share, I still feel that it didn't help with the lust. Even some traditions who are really, really strict, they
Mm-hmm.
actually show like elevated sexual behavior, like even the sexual assaults and so on, they are kind of on a high rate. So it clearly didn't help. So I'm thinking sometimes maybe we judge that if person is, let's say, based on the values and beliefs, dresses in a different way, uh, that they are in a sense not chaste. But then when you think about on a personal level and hear stories of unchaste behavior from a different group who is pro covering, then you think, what's the difference?
That's a good point. I feel like maybe that covering help to delay this age of lust. Like to delay. Like in some countries, there is a less covering.
Mm-hmm.
Like native, for example, Americans. Like there was like feathers and skin.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe in the marriage
Maybe
age,
from scarcity they had the feathers and skin.
but then it was more covers. I went to festival. Actually, there was a pants and even
Mm-hmm.
shoes, t-shirts, everything. But in a museum, at least in my city, there was not much covering there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so to delay the marital age. So right now, marital age is kind of like after 18, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something like this. But in societies where there was more open in skin, the marital age was
Mm-hmm.
much
Yeah.
younger.
But
So
India 12 used to be
yeah,
okay just recently, even though
yes,
they have sari all wrapped up. And even in the Arab
I was thinking.
countries, they are very much covered, but they still marry at 9 and whatever. It's like it is there. So it doesn't delay. Actually, it doesn't delay. That's what I'm saying. I'm sometimes even thinking that maybe the lack of healthy boundary or the lack of healthy sexuality
Mm-hmm.
is the problem, not the clothing. But because, in a
Uh-huh.
sense, something like Eve bit the apple, in a sense that something that's forbidden can even be perceived as more interesting.
Mm-hmm. That's the good point, actually. I even think maybe it didn't affect at all
Yeah, yeah.
the
I just what
but
I'm trying to say, that people
yeah.
just talk less about it. They suppress about more about the attractiveness, and that's where I realized, when after practicing a certain very orthodox way, because I used to go to this place, and I was very inspired by the devotion and the mantras and so on. But I used to go there with my like Punjabi style jeans, and just I my body was covered,
Uh-huh.
nothing was sticking out, just out of respect to everybody else, so that we
Mm-hmm.
don't think about these things. In a sense, maybe that's why people were covering, because they spend more time in the church or the mosque or whatever, or like temple, and just out of
Right.
respect to the altar. But and they asked me, they said, people here like to see traditional clothing, and one woman gave me like a thing to wrap around, and I tried, and suddenly the mood that people were greeting me with changed. They're like, oh, finally
Mm-hmm.
it's safe to be your friend because you are the same as us. And for me, it's like maybe a little bit, even the fakeness of how we relate to others comes also from the idea that perception comes through how you look. Even though we say, oh, we are not the body, and in a spiritual environment, you can hear that, oh, we are not the body, but people perceive you as a body, because the moment I changed into what they prefer and they like and they want to see and they feel comfortable with, they opened up more to me. So
Mm-hmm.
in a sense, it's like
Right.
group
Yeah.
group how would you even call it, group consciousness, like
Mm-hmm.
banda, how you would describe that. And then
I
it's like to be accepted in some sort of circle. If you look in a certain way, you talk in a certain way, you present yourself in a certain way, then people are
mm-hmm,
open more to you. If you look like a different person from a different group, from a different
mm-hmm,
background, from a different religion, people are afraid of you.
mm-hmm. You know, I have something to say about it. So when you dress up like this, like they felt like you are one of them. So you practice the same principle of lives,
Values. Yeah.
values, and you are safe person because you have something common. They can be safe around you, not thinking about it. Oh,
Yeah.
can I go out of kitchen? Oh, can I turn my back to you? Oh, like
Mm-hmm.
because they know their culture, and if you look like you are from their way of life,
Mm-hmm.
it means you're practicing the same way of life. That means you're like a relative who came back, or they go to relative's house. Like in fact, I had conversation with one woman. They moved to other country
Mm-hmm.
because because of the war.
Mm-hmm.
So they practice in this um, religion. So they went from country to country and they stayed in the temples. And she said that when we stay in the temples with devotees, everything is simple, even if they don't speak English. Haribol, here is prasad, they help
Mm-hmm.
in temple and they get helped.
Mm-hmm.
Like they get help. Everything is simple in every country throughout this devotional service, throughout the devotional group. And she say, if it's like if you don't have language and you in another country and people look different, everything look different, everybody dress different, they don't know if they can trust them.
Mm-hmm.
It become more complicated to relate. It
Yeah.
become not safe even to trust. But
Mm-hmm.
here it's just like they know this person is from this temple and he's a devotee. They can go in any temple and basically even like trust with the food, with the children
Yeah.
playing together. They
Yeah,
they
yeah,
like
because the value. So our that's what
yeah,
I was trying to bring out, that actually
yeah.
the way we dress show
Mm-hmm,
our values, and then we can
yeah.
recognize that you have these
Mhm.
values, I have these values. It's okay, we have the same values.
Yes.
We might project that, okay, you dressed in a different way, you have different values, but it's all like it's a very on an like animal
Energy.
level nearly, like safety.
Yes.
So we kind
To
of
be
judge
yeah.
character from the clothes. But then
Yep.
later, as you were saying, you're mentioning the girl who thought that she looked or was perceived differently. But then when you talk to people, you understand that you can relax because actually they have the same values, even if they don't look like.
Yeah. There's a lot of good people in the world.
I feel like traditional cultures, they are protecting something. There is a
Mm-hmm.
need of for blending traditional with modern, because modern, like I feel like modern clothing has no idea behind it. There's no philosophy. For example, I have a clothing business,
Yeah.
and when I started the clothing business, I started researching on fabrics. And I
Mm-hmm.
realized, oh, these fabrics actually healthy for the skin and for the body, and
Mm-hmm.
these actually dyes, if they are natural, they have a medicinal effect on
Mm-hmm.
your body. And then I started researching about synthetic, and
Mm-hmm.
I realized that, oh wow, there's so much research on synthetic, that the bras that are kind of rubbing into our breasts are actually
Exactly.
really unhealthy because they have phthalates, and these phthalates, they come into our system when our pores open, when we are um, sweating. And all these yoga pants, now there is a brand which is sounds similar to Mumu Melon. So
Mm-hmm.
they are being investigated for forever chemicals
Oh,
in their clothing. So
oh
it's
God.
like people have lost idea, in a sense, for what is good for them or what is not. The clothing became just the thing that I prefer. There's no deeper meaning of like chastity. It's more of like, it's comfortable, I want to wear it. Or it's like, okay, this is to the office and this is at home. This is
Mm-hmm.
white sweatpants. But the deeper understanding of how it affects our consciousness, even. And I was thinking about, there is a mystic side of all these fabrics and all these cuts and all these things that we put on ourselves also. I was trying to understand, the um, how I heard in some lecture before that actually the reason why women, for example, used to wear saris was not only because it's a nice piece of cloth, but also
Mhm.
because there are no seams. And wherever there are no seams,
Mhm.
your kind of aura can flow, your prana in around your body can flow easily because it's not disrupted by a seam. So it's
Mhm.
like there is another layer, not only cultural and orthodox, but also a mystical layer to wearing clothing that probably a modern people don't really think about that much. And I met a couple of like men here in our little village who actually were quite educated, and they were saying, from now on, linen is the only thing that I'm wearing because linen has like the highest vibration and so on and so on. And then I thought,
Mhm.
let me check that because I have a clothing business, so I have to know about linen. Apparently, after Second World War, people were wrapped in linen sheets because of the vibration. It helped to heal their wounds
Mm.
and and so on. So it's like there is a mystic side of it when our preference, whatever our mind dictates us, lacks of any true like consideration and value. In a sense, I don't want to wear traditional clothing because I feel like being controlled, and I don't want to be put in a general rule bracket because I have a big personality and I want to express it through my clothing. And also, I'm a woman,
It's
so I like nice dresses. But in the same time, I don't want to find myself somewhere with those trousers, yoga trousers that actually give me cancer.
Mhm.
So, so I feel like in every topic that we discuss here, there is a synthesis between some sort of information and preference of the mind, where in the middle is the best and most personal.
So I noticed that in traditional clothes, you can move very slowly. You cannot really be active like a woman, and because it's a nice clothes and you don't want to make it dirty, you
Mm-hmm.
can't really perform what you sometimes want to perform. So you kind of forcefully have to change into yoga mats. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking modern clothes become so, like simple
Mm-hmm.
and so functional. It's perfect clothes for make person work more. So that's one of my thoughts.
Yeah,
So,
that's a
but
good thought.
uh,
Yeah. And with the big clothing, with a lot of volume, like if you put a dress, an underskirt, and the top, and the vest, and some sort of thing on the head, you become
yeah,
graceful because if you move too fast, it's gonna all fall down.
or person, like the stairs and everything. So it makes sense. But also about I have thought about the synthetic
Mm-hmm.
part that it's all come by design because of fast culture. These
Mm-hmm.
leggings are made by the material made by machines from this
Mm-hmm.
plastic fiber, and
Yeah.
it's a elemental clothes for
Yeah.
fast life, for fast people to change
Mm-hmm.
it
For
fast.
shallow thinking, for not looking for
Or for the
cheap.
for work, for
Yeah.
slave. I was gonna say, like, I don't know if I can
Yeah,
say it.
that's I also wanted to mention that traditional clothing usually like really showed your status. And now I was looking around people and I was thinking this doesn't show mostly like unless people are flashy, it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
show any status. Even I had, when I lived in Scotland, there was this man, landlord, who was our friend and he helped us out. And he had
Mm-hmm.
like 16 properties, but he looked like homeless person with something that he picked up from the street. And that
Mm-hmm.
what he was doing actually, he was picking up things to put in those houses, and maybe he found a shirt. but
Smart, smart.
but people are not sometimes not bothered to especially those who are secure in themselves
Mm-hmm.
to show status through clothing. And I'm thinking like about these big guys, they um the one who invented Apple,
Okay.
Steve
Yeah.
Jobs. He just had the same turtleneck kind of top and never wore anything else. Like maybe he had 100 of them or something. Well, it's
You know,
self-branding also. There is a thing there,
I
but
think trying to be
nobody
trying
is trying to be something anymore.
they trying to look normal, so it's like I think
Be
it's
one of us to be one of us.
yeah, he wanna be
Peasants.
no pussy. There is no like trying to take something from him. He's just trying to
Mm-hmm.
blend in. Can you imagine to take
Mm-hmm.
security guard if you wanna go to beach, if you're gonna go to store, if you wanna go like this,
Mm-hmm.
he wearing his simple clothes,
Yeah.
putting glasses, maybe he's not recognized, like he can
Yeah.
travel if everybody know him and he dress up some kind of like extra, he need a bodyguard 24/7. So I think it's like from practical also point of
Yeah,
view.
and I'm also thinking, that society probably is not that safe to be flashy. Even
Exactly.
I myself sometimes like to more blend in.
Mm-hmm.
And even if I was
Yes,
suppose
yeah.
in a certain like religious group, I wouldn't want people to know everything about it. Like I don't want to be approached in the street by random strangers for looking different from anybody else and talk about intimate things about my spiritual or religious life, because it's just not exactly safe to
You
do that.
exactly my point. So I was wearing a sari, then I went to the store, pick up something. And
Hmm.
then in the store, I felt like I'm out of I'm a like white crowd, like
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
And everybody was making pictures
Extravagant. You
and
become
everything. Yeah.
extravagant
I
even
just,
though it wasn't supposed to be so.
I know. And then I was trying to buy some vegetables. Then I went to temple and then I felt like at home because
Uh-huh.
everybody like this, nobody was making pictures with me.
Yeah.
You know? So you can wear certain clothes only with a certain circle of people. But I have two questions.
Uh-huh.
First question, one lady, she liked to wear saris, but she told me she has a lot of synthetic dresses because natural clothes, it takes a long time to wash it carefully separately,
Mm-hmm.
long time to iron it because it's a lot of fabric. And sometimes she just need to put it on and go do service. That's why she using
Mm-hmm.
her saris and natural materials
Mm-hmm.
only basically on Sunday or some festival.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the one point, convenience. When women forced to do a lot of things,
Mm-hmm.
she needs some kind of covering to be able,
Uh-huh.
stretchy covering to be
Forced
able to
to do is a very
force
interesting way. Forced. I think she forced her to be forced.
herself probably herself
Self-forced.
all life was her. So this is one thought for you
Mm-hmm.
to answer. Second thought, what to do with people who are need to be creative, who are artists like
Yeah.
you, who does not wanna wear sari when everybody wanna wear sari, but
Yeah.
still have
Mm-hmm.
natural clothing, but still
Or
wanna have,
burka. Can't
but
comment on burka though.
still wanna show their, I don't know, wear colors that they like, like and
Mm-hmm.
materials and designs that they like, like this creative. Because I went one time, okay, to festival of musicians and artists, and you would not believe
Mm-hmm.
all of them. Each one of them was wearing, like this, like you paint T-shirts with a
Uh,
different color. You
yeah,
painted themselves.
batik.
Batik. The pants are all this. Uh, how you call it? The pants like this wide Indian pants.
Yeah, yeah. I don't remember how they are called, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Punjabi pants. I think
Yeah,
it's like very,
Punjabi. Yes, banana
everybody
Punjabi.
have bandana. Everybody have bandana. Everybody have this like gypsy bag.
Mm-hmm.
So and all of them were creative.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody dressed up like and the colors was absolutely colorful
Mm-hmm.
and it was festive and happy to see this kind of
Mm-hmm.
colorful, like
Bunch.
explosion.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like in an office where everybody have to wear like gray, white, black
Yeah.
something. Like for example, in a bank, where
Yeah.
everybody have some kind of strict. So you have a feeling of the strictness and rules and
Mm-hmm.
seriousness. But in this
Mm-hmm.
festival, everybody was like just explosion of um, color.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, sometimes I want to paint my hair like a mermaid color, pink, blue,
Yeah.
and green, but my family members don't let me. Anyway, what do you?
Uh, I do think that we gravitate towards things uh, that are on the same level of our consciousness. And if your body and your consciousness in a certain vibration, you
Mm-hmm.
may not necessarily want to wear synthetic, and you will feel the bad in it, and you will actually become more subtle and susceptible of different energies, in a sense
Mm-hmm.
that you will not be able to, like, my friend, I spoke to him about one of our podcasts. I think it was about, maybe about chores. I don't remember necessarily. And
Mm-hmm.
he was saying it's that we start noticing with spiritual practice what's going on with us. So
Uh-huh.
I feel like more and more my heart is opening, the more and more, not that I want to follow any rules or any somebody's standards or any generic recommendations, but I want to know the wisdom that my heart gravitates toward, and then apply it on my personal level, and
Mm-hmm.
uh and use it, but with my own little, not interpretation, but personality,
Little twist.
a little twist of my personality, because the beauty
Mm-hmm.
of this world is variety. And I feel like a lot of times with religious organizations or even spiritual, okay, you said that everybody was dressed in colorful, but basically they all were dressing in the same way,
Yes.
even without agreeing on that, like uh,
Yes.
the generic idea, I feel like, behind traditional clothing was always chastity. And the
Mm-hmm.
chastity, I feel like, can be preserved without following certain complete fixed rules, like, Amish people in the like Orthodox way. They have
Mm-hmm.
just the same shape of the hat and the same shape of the skirt for the last 300 years. I feel
Okay.
like for happiness, there needs to be a personality. You know,
Mm-hmm.
all of these like rules that are very generic, they are very impersonal. And then the person who is within that, generic trend becomes a little bit either self-suppressed or whatever, but it's like more or less for everything. And then for me personally, when it comes to clothing, I realize that yes, I don't want to be see or put myself out as an object.
Mm-hmm.
But in the same time, I want to be attractive. I don't want to be like grandma. When I'm 35 or 40 years old, I'm still a young woman. And for
Mm-hmm.
me to feel like a woman, even though I can think on a higher perspective that I'm a soul, or I'm this
Mm-hmm.
being, or I'm a human, or whatever, I still want to experience femininity. And
Mm-hmm.
there is actually a lot to be said about how people express themselves and their style in astrology. People sometimes think that astrology is this guessing about the future, and
Mm-hmm.
in Christian traditions, they think this like magic, black magic, or whatever it is, but it's actually more about ourselves. And now I have
Mm-hmm.
finished my 3 courses of astrology, and it's all about when we are interpreting with our teachers. They always say to talk about psyche. Is we are not
Mm-hmm.
talking that planets are influencing us, but we are talking about that planets is correspondence of what I prefer or what I chose in this life. So
Mm-hmm.
it more reveals like psychological structure of your being. And the
Yeah.
ascendant, for example, it would show something about how you show up, like what is your style. Your Venus would show the things that you like and enjoy, and that would also say something about how you want to dress and look, and
For others,
the things that
right?
you like, and everybody would be different.
Mm-hmm.
The problem for me probably is that,
Mm-hmm.
okay, so traditional Orthodox way suppresses that. The human nature in
Mm-hmm.
every woman, there is a little bit different energy, and it's good that
Mm-hmm.
it is shown. Actually, even the ladies who completely cover themselves, with this sheet, they still wear some designer's clothes underneath. So they really
Yeah.
do need to express
Fashion.
it, that's like that's the thing. But then
Mm-hmm.
on the other side, there's this like thoughtless consumerism that has no meaning whatsoever. So at least when
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at the religious dressing and traditional dressing, I see that there is a meaning. Even though I don't like the suppression of the
Mm-hmm.
personality and generalization that everybody should look similar or the
Mm-hmm.
same, and that will signal certain values.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, this is like the no idea that the dyes are actually causing so many skin problems, hormonal problems, that synthetic is actually lowering our consciousness and so on and so on. Uh, um, so where I,
Mm-hmm.
after all the experiments that I've done with my style and um, and how to say, and with my religious and cultural backgrounds, I realized that as long as it is natural and as long
Mm-hmm.
as I prefer it, and as long as I'm doing my motivation is not to cause anybody like to look at me,
Mm-hmm.
like chasing for attention, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing it to decorate myself because I love myself, and this is how I prefer to see myself, and I do it for me, not for other people to look at me and to be attracted to me.
Mm-hmm.
Then I feel like I found the like golden middle.
Nice. Yeah, I like it. I like that it's natural materials, but kind of modern design, and it's covering what need to be covered, but at the same time expressing your
Femininity, yeah.
individual zodiac
Individuality.
and
Yeah.
your psyche,
Yeah,
which
my
is
Venus.
transformed into clothes. Yeah,
Yeah.
with me, I'm this. You know what I'm trying? I just realized how I'm trying to dress up. I'm trying to dress up all my life to look normal.
And you
I'm just
failing?
trying to be. Yeah, when I was teenager, I was trying to dress up like average teenager.
Mm-hmm.
When I find the average piece of clothes, I was like so happy. This is so average. This is so average. I'm so bored of it, but this is so average. So I was trying to not to stand out.
Mm-hmm.
Then when I become wife and mother, I was trying to be average,
Mm-hmm.
whatever,
Mm-hmm.
housewoman. So for me, it's a lot about, and then it's practicality.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if it's hot area of the city that I live, whatever country, I have to wear mostly light color
Mm-hmm.
because I just feel hot. I will not wear black.
Mm-hmm.
And also, but then I noticed something.
Mm-hmm.
Different colors make me feel differently.
Mm-hmm.
For example, black color make me think about life very deep,
Mm-hmm.
about life and death.
Yeah, it's
And
Saturn
for,
color.
yeah,
Color of
it just
Saturn.
different
Saturn is
people
death and and
make me think about it.
seriousness.
And if I want to go out to some like program party, for example,
Mm-hmm.
I do not want to think about it. So I
Mm-hmm.
want to prefer, that's why I prefer lighter colors. I
Mm-hmm.
prefer always lighter colors and not so bright. I do not like bright colors. I want, if it's light color, it's, like yellow and white mixed
Mm-hmm.
together, red
Yeah.
and white mixed together, green and white. If you mix it together, these colors, because
Mm-hmm.
I want this lightness,
Mm-hmm.
because in my character, I think about these kind of things a lot,
Mm-hmm.
like so. And also then I notice in synthetic clothes, stretchy, I am more synthetic and stretchy. I'm more like a robot. I'm
Mm-hmm.
more like just a mechanism to do. I'm more like a function. I'm more
Yeah.
like clueless slave.
Yeah. So you are
I'm more
noticing the
yeah,
difference in your mindset.
exactly. And when I wear, for example, something that like skirt and top and dupatta, I'm more like become feminine. So I feel
Mm.
more like feminine. I feel this energy. And when I dress up like big tunica,
Mhm.
big pants, the clothes barely touching me, only in the shoulder. So there is no contact with clothes. So basically, I'm walking, but I don't feel my clothes. So I
Mhm.
think I do not have clothes. I feel so free and creative. I
Mhm.
feel I can say and do how I feel. Like so it's a fact. And this
Mhm.
thing is pants make me more, how to say it, more in my masculine energy.
Mhm.
Pants, any pants. If I feel on my legs, my jeans, I feel masculine energy, this
Mhm.
kind of Mars energy, I feel I need to do something, go somewhere and do something. And the same as I look at my daughter, like I was trying to dressing her up like a princess, but her astrology and her psychic is completely somewhere else,
Uh-huh.
opposite. She liked this business pants,
Smart.
like smart things that I was like, that I was trying to kind of escape. I'm trying to transform myself because, it's boring for me. But for her, it's such fun, like, and she feels different. She started walking more confidently on the heels and this office pants and office jacket and a white shirt. She loves white shirts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So she become walking like a confident businesswoman, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And if she wear a dress, she just like.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a fact. I'm interested. This is
Yeah.
what is it? It's like a magic. I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
a layer of fabric, but why is it affecting so much?
Because there is, I mean, it's something that we do every day. It's the same with food. You know, it's
Mm-hmm.
not like it's not occasional thing. You are always in dressed up actually. Well,
It's like self hypnosis or self.
yeah, and you always eat something. So whatever you put on yourself or inside yourself definitely has impact. But there is
Mm-hmm.
one thing I wanted to discuss as well. Like there is, at least on Instagram, a lot of times I see these influencer women. They
Mm-hmm.
are talking about, and even men, like good, pious Christian men, they talk about that actually the way woman looks represents the man. And
Mm-hmm.
that if she's all tired and she's like all in, um, like slave clothes, like the simple t-shirt and pant and so on and so on, then automatically, like what people assume and judge, they think that this woman's man is probably poor, rich, has status, doesn't have status, is responsible, irresponsible, blah 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 blah. So like from just that the man is also greeted not from how he dresses but how his woman looks like,
So
from
what
like
is
that
he?
it's a different. Yeah, for us
Yeah.
it feels like it's more of like how I am dressed, not like my
Mm-hmm.
husband. If I'm and my husband walking in the room, his
Mm-hmm.
clothing has nothing to do how he's gonna perceive, unless it would be like a business conversation. But
Yeah.
usually nobody ever cares, nobody ever comments or anything about
Mm-hmm.
in the whole life that we've been together. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
one person one time commented that he looked good in the shirt or something, and the other
Mm-hmm.
one tried to hook up with him because my friend gave him pink shirt, and the other one felt that maybe my husband is gay. So anyway, so there
Yeah.
was only two times when I saw that it had an impact on other people.
Uh-huh.
That
Okay.
and the rest of the time people would comment how I look, you
That's
know
interesting.
and then those ladies are saying that, okay, so the man is perceived through how his woman is she rested, how, not only about the clothing. I'm not talking about the Versace, Armani, whatever, just how
Mm-hmm.
she looks. If she looks
If she look rested,
well,
fresh, and
rested, fresh,
healthy,
and clean and
yeah.
attractive, that's the representation. So my question is then, shouldn't a wife or a girlfriend like to a little bit elevate her husband and to please him, or in a sense uh, to do a little service to him by decorating herself better when she's next to him in the public?
In the Vedas, it's actually duty of the wife, I heard somewhere, to look
Mm-hmm.
good and pleasant and
Yeah.
decorate her for the happiness of husband. That's from this point we can look at it. But
Yeah.
other thing, I noticed this tendency. Yeah, I make, like because I mostly associate with women's and
Mm-hmm.
children's. I do not associate with somebody's husbands or
Mm-hmm.
unmarried. Or I will talk occasionally with some older man, grandpa, like
Mm-hmm.
just like some business matter or service or
Mm-hmm.
classes, like teacher. But not, I don't, I usually, my husband do not like it, discourage it, and I don't want to
Yeah.
aggravate. So I do not know any husbands personally. I didn't never talk to them. I never had with them long conversations, but I judge them. I notice right now.
Mm-hmm.
I judge their character. Like, is he caring?
Yeah.
good provider, successful, nice. I just realized it by the how. If I know the wife, how she
Mm-hmm.
looks, how happy she is, how she is, like
Mm-hmm.
how her level of happiness and self-satisfaction in
Yeah.
life. Then I think, oh, she has a good husband. It's like
Yeah.
automatic thought. Which, but in reality, I don't really know why she happy. Maybe she found herself, and I don't really
Yeah. But
know.
it's yeah, it's happening on that automatic level.
It's just automatic judgment, and I don't know if it's always. I don't know.
Accurate? I don't know.
Always.
It's not necessarily, but you can ask always. But I do the same. I know. I have like I always have the suspicious eye if I see a very happy man
Mm-hmm,
and I see a very un cared for lady. Maybe she's
mm-hmm,
not taking care of herself, but it doesn't
mm-hmm,
matter because I feel like even if she cannot take care of herself or she
mm-hmm,
doesn't want to, there is a reason.
mm-hmm,
Like maybe there is emotional reason. Some women
mm-hmm,
don't prefer to be all dressed up, and
mm-hmm.
so on, but at least they color of their face
Is
and washed
good.
hair and
Yeah,
the red cheeks usually
yeah,
show that she's healthy and happy.
and natural smile. But like what
Hmm.
I'm thinking about. Like sometimes I'm thinking to want to dress up. So you remember we talk about we have energy for our basic life,
Hmm.
but to dress up and
Hmm.
adorn ourselves,
Yeah.
women need extra energy. She need extra
Yeah.
energy. I remember
Or
I had
love
it.
for oneself. I feel like I
Yeah,
also
energy.
didn't have energy, but now
Love is very.
I'm putting conscious energy, to dress up. I
Mm-hmm,
used before Gaia was born, my daughter, I
mm-hmm,
didn't put conscious energy to dress up. I was just whatever was there, and I felt
mm-hmm,
that everything else is more important. But then
right.
I went through a lot of crisis in many, many different ways, and I
Mm-hmm,
understood that me happy is the most important. And the way how I can show that I'm happy is by taking good care of myself. And I
mm-hmm,
started, I'm not dressing up for like, for people to see me. I'm dressing up for my children to see me and my
mm-hmm,
husband to see me that I'm making myself happy. I'm putting an effort to make myself happy and I'm
mm-hmm,
not asking anybody else to make me happy. And
mm-hmm.
if they can contribute, it's amazing. But I'm making a festival of life for
Of myself.
myself.
Of myself. That's good. I like it. I like it.
and
Like.
then and then it takes time, but then it takes time, and then the time I take away from chores, and then somebody
Mhm.
else has to help with the chores.
That's the good point. You know what? Sometimes we feel, like unattractive. And for
Mm-hmm.
example, I was feeling unattractive, so I just put on whatever was there, and I went to talk to my husband, and I wore this, like red underskirt,
Mm-hmm.
this sari, but it was red color.
Mm-hmm.
It's my favorite dark red color that I do not wear in real life nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I just put it, and it was long skirt, very long skirt. So I just sit down and start talking, and my husband told me, "You look so good." Oh, he gave me like so many compliments, and I'm like sitting there with my unwashed hair, with my situation with the eye.
Mm-hmm.
And like after the operation, like I feel swollen. I feel, like not
Mm-hmm.
really pretty, like with some piece of clothes around my head, like with some t-shirt with the spots because I was cooking. But just because I had this red skirt, he
Mm-hmm.
felt like I'm so beautiful, like, and I'm
Yeah.
like, what's going on here? I didn't, sorry, shave my legs, like nothing is like beautiful there. And I don't show any skin. I have like literally t-shirt,
Mm-hmm.
XL size, and long skirt. So it's like amazing. Like we never know what
But people
other
prefer.
people feel.
You can ask.
It
Yeah.
could be like even opposite what we think.
Yeah,
You know.
remember I sent you this picture of there was a Instagram post about a woman.
Mhm.
A man put a picture of a woman who had like a pooch, big belly, and very
Uh,
big hips and
oh, it
rich
was not a big belly,
bottom.
normal.
and
It,
and he said, I'm speaking from all men,
mm-hmm,
this is not what we like. And then the
mm-hmm,
men started commenting, and there were like, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of comments, and saying that I'm married man, my wife had 5 children, and this is how they look like. And
mm-hmm,
that's what we like. And the men looked like that the men who were married for a longer time and had
mm-hmm,
like multiple children
mm-hmm,
were actually preferring that, because
mm-hmm.
in a
It's
sense
more
there was
feminine.
some emotional connection to the body, and the body was not only a figure or an object or
It's what.
some opulence here and there, but there was something about the connection that has been made through life, through children, and that they love
Mm-hmm.
the poochie belly because
Well,
it's
it was
on
not.
on their
It
wife
was
who gave a lot of
very.
children.
It was very good belly. It was nice, nice belly. It
Yeah.
was hip and belly ratio perfect. But you
Mhm.
know what made me think about it? Some males they like flat belly and small hips,
Mhm.
which is kind of male energy.
Yeah.
Kind of bigger hips and little bigger belly is
Mhm.
kind of feminine energy because
Yeah.
do you know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I,
Yeah.
so we need to keep it like in mind.
Yeah.
Actually, not let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested. Yeah, I didn't think about it. Yeah, but this situation about like if the lady next to husband have this extra energy to, oh, so basically I was gonna say also about love is energy. I think love for
Mhm.
yourself is energy. I was at the point of my life where I was not really in resourceful like
Mhm.
condition. I was very tired, so my daughter came to me and she asked, Mama, why you not dressing up like before? And
Mhm.
then I realized that dressing up is the last thing on my giant to-do list,
Mhm.
that I will never go to this place where I need dressing up because my list is so giant. I need to go sleep and
Mhm.
then start it again sleep. Like it's
Mhm.
not even on my to-do list even to
Mhm.
dress up, and I do not even wanna do it. Like
Mhm.
the woman before she would wanna do it, and then she doesn't even wanna do it. So there's also like psychological
Mhm.
aspect to it also.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, that actually uh, there is one story about Shiva and his wife, how his wife saw a lot of her sisters dressing up to the festival, and she wanted to be a part of it because, and then the commentary was that for a woman it's very, very important to at least sometimes to dress up and show up in somewhere, is
Mm-hmm,
special, and that is a
mm-hmm,
basic need. And I was thinking, yes, with the moms who are like have multiple children and have too many chores,
mm-hmm,
this need to be a woman, it becomes less because all there is mom. There is
mm-hmm,
like mom occupied every space in a woman's reality. And
mm-hmm.
I do think that um, coming back and feeling your feminine other side, which is not only a woman, not only a mom, but also an attractive woman, is a need for like for psyche to balance itself.
Also, yeah, but what if the woman so tired they purposely also don't dress up because she doesn't wanna
Yeah, but
attract,
something is wrong
because
with
she
the
doesn't
balance in
wanna.
life. Yeah, there
Oh,
is
that's it.
something. Yeah,
She
there's
doesn't wanna
something because I
engage.
was there and I can say there is the balance of life where we forget ourselves is not healthy. That's where the energy dies, because you can be playful and happy and all sorts of things only when you are in the right state of mind. But if you
Mm-hmm,
are in the wrong state of mind and you are pale and you don't even want to dress up and you are depressed, then something has to be corrected because the nature of the soul is actually joy,
mm-hmm.
a joy and playfulness. So if we
Mm-hmm.
start being like, like gray pancake,
Mm-hmm.
that means that there was a place in our limited beliefs where we made a conclusion about how we should live, and it's not making us happy. That's
Exactly. Like we.
that's how I think. That's why I dress up, so that I don't make a conclusion that I have to be mom more than I am.
Mm-hmm. Also I notice about colors. So,
Mm-hmm.
before this childish question, we had a book and we give it to our friends, and then we say, how old are you? Like, what is your favorite color? What is your favorite
Yeah,
animal?
yeah, yeah. In school, yeah, we did that.
So, I think your favorite color is kind of black and red, and like these colors that are very juicy colors,
Mm-hmm.
like these standing out colors. And I notice with my children that their favorite colors throughout years are the same.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, my favorite color always is blue, like sky blue,
Mm-hmm.
like light sky blue. And I think for me, each color is represents some kind of energy, and even
Mm-hmm.
chakras they have different color.
Mm-hmm.
For example, one of my sons love red and black.
Mm-hmm.
Another son like only orange. Since he was born orange, and that's it. Everything orange.
Mm-hmm.
And my daughter, she like yellow, and she still like yellow.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think about it? How do you? I know it's like astrological influence, but what is your thoughts on this?
I don't know. There can be, I think there can be the whole lecture and research and so on and so on.
Oh, okay.
Because sometimes we compensate what we lack, or sometimes
Mhm.
we are attracted but with what feels simple. And the
Yeah.
simple is usually a good flow of energy. And simple means
Mhm.
also that the planet or whatever is representing the color is in
Mhm.
the easy to express place.
Mhm. But at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
um, we do not wear colors that we like. At
Mm-hmm.
least I don't see it in my family.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Do
Yeah.
you wear the colors that you like? Do you have
Yeah.
favorite?
I like all the colors, especially yellow and blue.
Okay.
That's my,
But I never seen
yeah.
you in blue. I don't remember seeing you in yellow
Yeah.
and blue.
Yeah, I have yellow. I try to avoid because I heard that yellow is the color of crazy people. So I'm like, okay, let's balance this out.
And I heard that yellow is color of
It is also it's very
happy,
what to
happy
say?
color.
Yeah, it's for mental people usually like yellow color. So
Really? I mean,
that was
let's not
just generic some sort of information somewhere.
yeah, let's not think what society think. Like
Yeah, yeah,
even
yeah.
in US, there is a orange is a color of criminal, but it's a color of sannyasis, and it's a color of
Mm,
actually color of like throat chakra or something. And yellow is something close to heart. Green or yellow, something like this, and
mm,
it's expressive. For me, it's a color of happiness. I feel yellow is a color of happiness,
mm-hmm. Yeah.
like around the heart, and the blue is more like 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 this super smartness it's like there is a the last chakra, the chakra before that,
Mm-hmm.
the mind, the
Mm-hmm.
clear, cold, crystal clear mind,
Mm-hmm.
intelligence, not super intelligence but intelligence.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's good. I don't know what it means in society, these colors, but I think in chakra colors they pretty much,
Yeah.
and the colors in black they're more like root chakras, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because they also like I was just thinking that each color, like I watched video and it
Mm-hmm.
says that our eyes see only either 0.3% or 3% of all the colors that exist in the
Uh-huh.
world.
Uh-huh.
Yes, so and each color have frequency. So the highest frequencies that we see, I think it's like violet and ultraviolet,
Mm-hmm.
and infrared is the lowest frequency, I think, if
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mistaken. So it's all gradation.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking the higher emotion, the higher color and higher frequency that can, like
Mhm.
move faster and further away. Like I think they make the experiment like with a red light.
Mhm.
Like with the stoplights. They
Mhm.
pick these colors because these colors have high frequency and they travel further away, so people see it from far. It's not blue somehow. It's not orange.
Mhm.
It's not something. These three colors.
Mhm.
Anyway, we went too far. Let's slowly wrap up our
Yeah,
long time
I
podcast.
feel
It's
like
already time
the idea
sleeping.
is, at least for me, coming from like very from the place where I didn't even have money for my clothing, and I was making it myself, and I was
Mm-hmm.
going to thrift stores and adding one piece to another piece, and always I was always in fashion. I even went
Mm-hmm.
to study fashion, or and didn't decided to not to continue with that.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think that the self-expression of a woman, however she wants to present herself, it's like it's a freedom now. But my take on whatever the experiments I've been doing is ultimately that it shouldn't harm us. Like the same way how food, we eat something and
Mm-hmm.
it's if I eat burger every day with like oil and fries and drink soda and so on and so on, then that has an effect on my body and my mind and the quality of my life and then my health. Similarly, I feel like this can be applied to more than just food, information also, but clothing is something that is touching our body, and to develop the just enough love and respect to oneself to celebrate our existence, and to accept ourselves and to express that through just care. That's all. And all we will all do it in our own way and come to different conclusions about that and have different preferences. But I just feel like the most important, probably to me at this point, like to express what kind of value I want to express through clothing is health. Like it has to be healthy and individualistic. Or
Agree.
yeah.
Agree. I
Mm.
want to add more, but next time.
No, no,
And
add, because
next,
our beginning was slow, so I was thinking maybe we'll add it a little bit. So no problem. Add.
I think we're gonna keep it for next time.
Okay, okay. Wait, then I will stop the recording. Yeah.